Hello and welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetablebread, and today we're going to be starting off with a silent run. Let's do the thing. Meow says, here's some stuff you can have. Card remove, 6 HP, rare card, or swap for a boss relic. Terrence was recently talking about how he is a he's a silent boss relic swap convert. And that's a really interesting idea to me. He had a 2-win silent streak going when we raided him yesterday, and he was doing it all with boss swaps, so... I've always thought that silent boss swap was okay, but maybe I've been under-evaluating it. And maybe it's, in fact, better than all these options. Rare card's probably the best alternate one. Rare card's really good if we're going to have, like, forced into 4 fights. So let's see if that's the case. A lot of early shops. Probably want this question mark to shop. It's better than shop to question mark. If we're choosing between the 3 fight routes. Both of them end up at this elite, after which we can get 3 in the act if we go to the right. And we can opt out of this last one to get an extra fire. Seems like that's probably the route, so I think we're going left and getting 3 shops. None of these options have gold. Gold would be very valuable here because of the early shop, but none of these have gold, so I think we are going to swap for a boss relic. Let's see how it works. The fusion hammer. Okay. We can split them both, neutralize, and survive or defend because of our fancy boss relic swap. So we got to save some HP there. So that immediately saved us. Was it 5 HP? No, they were hitting us for 11? So it saved me 3 HP to have done a boss relic swap. I guess we'll kill him and walk out, because we don't want the buffed one to stay alive. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the appeal. Getting to preserve your life in a Laos fight is pretty important. Dagger Spray is excellent. Choke is okay. Choke is quite a bit better because we already have the Fusion Hammer. A big problem with Choke is that, like, you play Choke and then you play one other card, and that's your turn way too frequently with Choke. But if we're gonna have other zero cost stuff to do, and we're gonna have 2 energy rather than 1 after we Choke, then we could, like, Choke and play 4 cards, very possibly, and that's 24 damage. Still gonna pick the Dagger Spray though, because Dagger Spray is just really good. Gets us some AoE, which is not helpful against this cultist. Getting 6 extra damage there from the Fusion Hammer, that's nice. Once again, 6 extra damage, and now we're set up for lethal that we would not otherwise be set up for. Neat. Deadly Poison's great. One of the best early floor silent damage cards. One of the best damage cards in the game, if we're being honest. Pretty rare that Deadly Poison doesn't do like 13 damage if we get it early in a fight. And that's just a lot of damage for a common. We're never going to be able to upgrade it because of Fusion Hammer, which is a little bit upsetting. Also, because of the Fusion Hammer, we're not going to be able to upgrade a Catalyst or Burst later. So maybe we should be a little bit hesitant about going into Poison. We do really want those Catalysts upgraded. It's a really important upgrade. Yeah, what does Fusion Hammer Silent do? I think we just pick it because it's a bunch of damage. I guess Poison Stab is a lot of damage too. Poison Stab is 9 damage on the very first turn, and it's an attack. It's better against Gremlin Knob. It still does damage against sentries. I guess we're doing 3 elites, so maybe we should take Poison Stab over Deadly Poison. Assuming that the poison ticking down is accounted for in some other way, And Deadly Poison does 5 damage per turn. Poison Stab does 6 damage up front and then 3 damage per turn. 5x equals 6 plus 3x when x is 3. So it takes 3 turns for Poison Stab to not be ahead of Deadly Poison. Alright, I'll take the Poison Stab then. 3 turns is quite a while. We've got a Fusion Hammer, which is not particularly relevant for any of the faces. We are about to go to a shop though, so I think I will take gold. 180 is a really nice breakpoint for gold. Oh hey, I didn't realize it comes right out and says it. Gold is the currency within the Spire. There you go. So we'll be able to afford any shop relic we see. So we can get like a... you don't really want, whatchamacallit, like artifact manipulation-y stuff with Silent that much. It's not as important as it is for any of the other classes. We could find like Ear Funnel, which is really good. So let's go up to 180. No Ear Funnel, we've got Abacus instead. Well-Laid Plans is here. Well-Laid Plans is always very good. If we buy Well-Laid Plans, we have 104 left. We could get rid of a strike. Do we ever buy Abacus? I feel like Abacus is like an important card in infinite combos against the heart. But not really particularly important for any other reason. We are pretty early in the run, so we could try to do Abacus in a really thin deck. I would say we're fairly well positioned to look for a thin deck, because we've got some damage to stay alive. So we can get rid of a lot of strikes. It's probably just like Well-Laid Plans Sucker Punch here. We have a Poison Stab, so if we're running into sentries, having another way to apply debuffs is helpful. Sort of like Sucker Punch and Neutralize for getting rid of artifact charges, and then Poison Stab for doing extra damage. Or Poison Stab for getting rid of artifact charges and the weak sources for generating some block. We can't quite afford Sucker Punch and Potion. We could afford Flechettes and Potion, but I think that's significantly worse. Yeah, spending gold on a Sucker Punch is not something I'm super excited about, but I'm gonna do it. Alright. A couple of slimes here. We can kill one if we want. Okay, how long does this ever kill him? He does 9, and then 11, and then 12. So no, it doesn't, right? Yeah. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Alright, let's just do both of these on him so that we get to continue to exhaust the Ascender spam while we block out. Seems okay. Well-Laid Plans double defend is happening, and then I guess we'll strike and hold a strike. Dagger Spray double defend has to happen, and then all the remaining cards are strikes, so we will spend one of the strikes. Okay. Took 2 damage in the fight, not too bad. Bane is here. Another damage common. We could Acrobatics to go with the Abacus we didn't pick. What if the game gave a bonus score for cleansing the deck of statuses before ending combat? You mean like dazes and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. Griftlands kind of has that. Griftlands has, there's lots of metagame things that will put statuses into your deck, and then when you play a status once, you get rid of it permanently. They also go away when you rest, though, so you kind of end up just doing the metagame things that give you statuses at the end of the day. You're about to rest. I guess I'll take Bane. Is this a mistake? I don't know. It seems like I got a lot of garbage cards. Like Poison Stab, Sucker Punch, and Bane are all, and Dagger Spray are all like useful in Act 1 damage commons, and it's like I don't really want to be carrying all 4 of those for the rest of the game. Plus, I'm never going to get to upgrade them. But I want to fight 3 elites, so. Number 3 is your magic number of damage commons. That's interesting. I don't have a magic number for how many damage commons are appropriate. We're gonna well lay plans and hold Bane here. Try to line up Bane with Deadly Poison to wake him up. Or Poison Stab. That's not Deadly Poison. That's a different card. Hold Survivor or Strike. My silent instincts are like, hold Strike, we need every bit of damage. But we have quite a few damage commons, and we have 4 energy per turn, so I think we actually hold Survivor here. Try to preserve some life. I think we're winning this fight. Alright, let's get the damage and 13 of the available 15 block. What is it about 3 damage commons that makes that the number? Schnockums. Good morning, Sir Artemal. I'm doing alright. How are you doing? Let's just do all the damage before we get debuffed. Hold a defend. I'm not gonna artifact pot since he's so close to dying already. Seems like we can probably get him. Indeed we can. Okay, that's pretty good for a silent Lagavulin fight. Lagavulin can definitely be a challenge. I think 3 damage commons it's just the primary reason it interests me is that it's something I've never thought about, and it seems crazy that I haven't thought about it, and it's such a like a light shining on my Slay the Spire play that you just like have a number, and I'm just like, oh right. Yeah, no, you're totally right that like, yeah, this like that 4 felt pretty comfortable in the Lagavulin fight, but definitely like I feel like I'm tanking the deck for later a little bit. Infinite Blades does bad things we don't want. Calculated Gamble interacts kind of poorly with well-laid plans. We already have a Sucker Punch and a Neutralize, so I think we're skipping Sucker Punch. Alright, we definitely feel strong enough for another elite, especially with these potions. So let's go fight one. Ooh, surprise elite. Okay, guess we're taking 8. And that's the fight. Okay. A ghost in a jar? What? Do we have a doppelganger here? We have Fusion Hammer. Very interesting. We're going to see slightly more rares than normal in the run because of Question Card. So we're going to have our rare chance increase by 4% per fight rather than 3% per fight. Or per card reward. Um, does Doppelganger go with well-laid plans? It kind of does, right? We can like use Doppelganger and well-laid plans to like set up a big turn. It's not immediately obvious what that big turn does. We have not seen Chemical X, so that's still an option for the run. I don't know. I feel like without Chemical X, Doppelganger just like isn't a good card. But maybe that's wrong. I don't know. If you have well-laid plans and you're a 4 energy deck, potentially a 5 energy deck at the end of this act, maybe Doppelganger does do enough that just like sometimes you have extra energy and you can just toss it into the Doppelganger and get 2 extra energy and 2 cards next turn. Like I'd rather like, if I have extra energy, I'd rather just like take backflips and like draw extra cards and spend the energy on them. Because Doppelganger is just like, it's a card that doesn't do anything, right? Helps you curry your energy to next turn, but it doesn't do anything itself, unless you have like well-laid plans somehow. So we're skipping here. We have to take the Ghost in a Jar. Ancient Potion is probably most useful in Act 1 for removing the Vulnerable from Gremlin Knob, but Ghost in a Jar is way better than that, and Poison Potion kills people. Okay, here is Gremlin Knob. Absolutely terrible turn 1. I will use the Poison Potion to give Bane a multi-attack, as well as this is probably the best time to use Poison Potion since it's Gremlin Knob. We get all the attacks this turn. Red Beardy, what's your opinion on silent boss relic swaps? Terrence was saying on his stream that he's a recent convert. I thought that was a very interesting idea. Taking 18 in 2020. He's taking 7 already, going to 21, and then taking 6 from there, going to 15. We have 12 damage for next turn, so we're 3 off of lethal. So we're probably getting lethal next turn. But I think this is positive block, so we'll take it. It's a guaranteed lethal. You know, yeah, so I'm sort of evolving my thinking about it. I used to think about it as like a it's okay if all the other options are bad kind of option. And I think that Terrence's analysis plus my like excellent early results here, like the Fusion Hammer really saved us a lot of HP early from like hallway fights that I would normally lose as silent. So I feel like I'm in a much stronger position here. We're still probably not going to fight that elite, but we had like a pretty easy Gremlin Knob fight. So I would say that currently I would consider it like one of the stronger options, but not like an automatic thing like it is for Watcher. So I think I agree with you. But previously I was like, it's only the best option if all the other options are bad. Backstab and Dagger Spray are kind of fighting it out here. Dagger Spray would be our 5th damage common. I don't mind Dagger Spray as much as I do other damage commons. Dagger Spray is quite good, especially with the Akabeko pickup. Yeah, that's fair. I did get a boss swap into Tiny House the other day, and I was like, ugh. It's really interesting that you're boss swap positive on defect. I think defect is among the worst ones. I've heard people say things like the early lightning orb doesn't work very well in like Act 3 and 4, but it's like, really? I don't know, man. We're fit every day, and this is a card reward screen. Thanks for calling that out. That seems crazy to me. I really don't. I don't think that analysis is correct. You have a whole card in your deck, Dual Cast, which is like one of the best cards in the defect starter deck. That's totally useless if you don't get that lightning orb. It's like, are you really trying to have Dual Cast be useless 50% of the time? That card does 16 damage. That's not bad in hard pool fights. That's great in hard pool fights. I know dual cast is only good because of cracked core. That's why I like keeping cracked core, right? It's like you're gonna have a dual cast in the deck, right? I think I will take another dagger spray just because of the Akabeko. It seems like too good of a combo to pass up. Wow. An Omamori, huh? Okay. For some reason, I took the path that doesn't even allow me to go to the Elite. I looked at this one and I thought, this has an extra option. But, like, they both had the same options. It's just, now I'm not allowed to go to the Elite. Okay. I could take 23 damage and die. We could take an injury and just tick down Omamori. So we can spend an Omamori charge for 6 max HP here. I think pretty much anytime you can use Omamori, it's probably good to do so. It's like unlikely that we end up getting so many curses in the run that we like saturate Omamori. Okay, well, Block Potion's definitely better than the Snecko Oil, and I'm never giving up Ghost in a Jar. We're taking that to hard if we can. We'll go ahead and rest again. Alright, we got the Akabeko Dagger Spray. Pow pow. Neutralize this guy, kill him, and block. Pick 3. Survivor's gonna block out for us this turn. Never mind, we win. Is it ever worth delaying winning in that fight so that we get extra gold? Because I believe Golden Idol applies to the gold you steal, that they steal from you and you get back. So if I let him steal more gold, I get more gold back as well. I've never actually done that intentionally, but it seems like it was an option there I didn't consider. I am not trying mods. Well, I don't think that the main learning from that is that boss swap is good. I knew boss swap was good on Watcher, but I remain unconvinced it's good on defect. We haven't taken any defensive cards, so we should probably take a defensive card. I guess Blur's okay. I'm I'm never a big Blur fan. We are up against Guardian. Guardian's probably the best boss for Blur, because there's some big attack turns you need to wind up for a little bit. But it always just feels like adding a basic defend to the deck to me. And that is really bad. Yeah, I mean, I've had like Burst plus Blur do that kind of thing. It's just like, you're either blocking out enough to block every turn or you're not. You like still have to play the cards. Like, all Barricade does is evens it out so that you don't have any turns where you like miss, right? I'm gonna skip there. I guess we rest again. Maybe we just recall. I feel pretty confident that we're going to win this fight. Getting an early recall would be nice for economizing on future fires. Given the super early Fusion Hammer, it's pretty unlikely that we're going to be able to use all the fires in the run efficiently. So forcing myself to recall later is not a huge deal. But I think I'm going to do it now just because I can. I think I can. Yeah, obviously, if boss slap is worst on Ironclad. Maybe I should have saved the Sucker Punch for this turn. We have 8, 16 plus 12 is 28. That exactly splits him. 8, 16, 22, 28. Yep. Exactly splits him. Okay. So that's better than taking 36. Yeah, finding Shovel or Gira or something would be really helpful to help offset the downside from Fusion Hammer. I think we're going to be trying to fit in a Poison Stab this turn. So maybe we can fit in the Neutralize too. So if we neutralize, his damage goes down to. Maybe we hold the Neutralize. Yeah, let's just hold the Neutralize. That's the play, I think. Neutralize is better next turn when he's multi-attacking. Okay, double defend Neutralize is happening. I think Bane probably is not happening. I guess it only costs 4 life. We need to do it at some point. We don't want to wait until the poison runs out. Yeah, the reason I didn't save it for this turn is we might need to block this turn. This turn he attacks for 20. So we might. I was thinking we might not have time for Bane. We ended up having time for an attack anyway, but. Alright, we get an auto split the following turn, that's nice. So we can just keep it straight. Yeah, that's true. That line of thinking makes a lot of sense. Yikes, only 1 block this turn. If we don't play Bane this turn, our poison is going to wear off. So I think I will go ahead and do that. Taking 9 seems like a lot. We could block pot here. You traded 4 thorns for potential damage from his whirlwind. I'm not sure what you mean. We have 2 sources of weak available, but only 1 source of block. Let's go ahead and fit the poison stab in, and then block pot. I don't understand how we ever would have gotten an upgraded neutralize. We started the run with a fusion hammer and didn't run into any random upgrades, so it's literally just not even an option. There's no way I could have gotten it. Neutralize gets pretty good rounding next turn. Although obviously it does less damage. Although we have another source of weak. Let's just use all the attacks, I suppose. And we have another free split next turn, no matter what happens. Okay, so if we want to get the max damage through the armor, we strike them Bane. Hold the Survivor for next turn. I guess I'll play Dagger Spray now. Hold the Neutralize for next turn. Get pretty close. 14, yeah, that's lethal. Okay. We did end up getting the recall and still winning the fight, so you gotta figure that's good. We found a burst. Burst gets a little bit better when you upgrade it, but not much. I guess we should have taken the Deadly Poison. There's nothing really for burst to hit. Just got a Survivor. We do have a Well-Laid Plans though, so we can line up burst with Corpse Explosion or something if we get it. I don't like Alchemize. Normally I'm not a big fan of Alchemize. I'm definitely not a big fan of Alchemize when we're holding a Ghost in a Jar. Also, this chest could contain Sozu. Yikes. These are not good ones. Oh man, but what if you do a boss relic swap at Silent and you get a wrist blade? Yeesh. Imagine a floor 0 wrist blade. We could empty cage a strike, 2 strikes. That would make the deck feel a little bit less clunky with all the damage commons we took. I'm sure it can get strong. It's just like you're gonna run into the Time Lord and the Heart. You need to have a plan for that. I don't know if we're strong enough to hunt elites. We do have 2 Dagger Sprays, which are pretty good in Act 2. Most of the elite fights are AoE fights. And an Ekabeko, which helps us clear out the first round of Gremlins in the Gremlin Leader fight. Also, just helps us do a bunch of AoE damage and Slavers. Although that doesn't always line up. I think Empty Cage is pretty much only an option if you're holding a curse for some reason. Or if, like, having a thin deck is extraordinarily good. Just getting an extra, even like 2 extra relics from Blackstar would be probably better than Empty Cage. And we don't currently have any 0-cost attacks, so I don't think we're taking Wrist Blades. I guess we have Neutralize, technically. So I guess we're taking Blackstar by process of elimination. Are you arguing for Empty Cage, Redbeardy? I mean, not having strikes, I agree. It is really good. I think the primary argument against Empty Cage is bites. Bites are super good, and we would want to get them if we could. And if we pick Empty Cage, then we kind of end up getting an empty boss relic here. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. um, okay, so we have Black Star, so we are somewhat obligated to fight elites. We could get 3 elites on the left. We could get 2 elites on the right. And that's kind of the only way to get elites. I guess we could go up the middle, get some extra fires, and then be really ready for these 2. Whereas if we go to this guy, we might die. It's a bunch of fights. Yeah, left does look pretty dangerous. We might be able to pick up a piercing whale for Book of Stabbing. But yes, I agree. Those fights are dangerous. Thanks for the follow, Bruno Snow. We have 270 gold, so we could go to a shop and dodge this first elite, get an extra fire. Go in a little stronger over here. I think we'll go here and then decide. Probably just triple defend, save the Akabeko. Sucker Punch gets a plated armor damage, which is nice. Stack up some weak. And I guess block as much as we can. How many relics do you think removing 2 strikes is worth? I mean, obviously it depends on what the relics are, right? But if it's just like, if they were just random relics, I think it might even be like 1, right? It might be like 1.5 or something. And there's no way we don't get at least 1 relic from Blackstar. You really think it's worth more relics than Blackstar is going to show us? I mean, maybe you're being cheeky and saying we're going to die to the first Act 2 elite we see, but over the course of a winning run, Blackstar is going to give us like 4 or 5 relics. You think random relics and card removes are about 1-to-1, Baylor? I think that's reasonable. I think most random relics are better than a card remove. There's definitely some duds that are like much worse than a card remove, but like think about how many card removes like a fossilized helix is worth. I guess we're playing all these cards. We have 4 energy. There's no way to get plated armor with the second bit of damage we do. So it doesn't matter the order we play them in. Hold on to the Sender's Bane. Preserved Insect would be extremely nice. I would like that. We're always playing Survivor and Defend this turn. I guess it's going to be this. Alright. Still getting really annoying plated armor rounding. What can we do? This might actually be a fight where we stun him. I'll explain that mechanic because maybe not everyone has seen it. If you can reduce his plated armor down to 0, he doesn't attack during that turn, which is neat. It's kind of just fun that that mechanic exists. I guess we block out here like that. I guess we could have... Whatever. There were other ways to block out too. So any attack stops the damage and makes him do a little weird dance. Okay, well, that went poorly. How are we beating slavers? We do have a couple of sources of weak. Maybe Heel Hook is necessary. The more cards we take like Heel Hook, the less likely we are to Akabeko Dagger Sparrow on turn 1. Acrobatics can help set up that kind of stuff. Acrobatics is okay with well-laid plans. Gives us more ways to reach into the deck. Set up a combo. It does look like we're trying to set something up with well-laid plans and burst. Acrobatics would be our first source of card draw. I think I'd probably prefer a backflip in that slot, but we're not being offered a backflip right now. I've had good times with burst and acrobatics. Be like, look, nothing else matters. I have to draw this one card, right? Like if we get apparitions, we could end up like bursting acrobatics. You can see that happening. All right, let's take acrobatics, and then at this question mark, we're going to get apparitions, and then we're going to be good for fighting elites. That's the plan. Blessing of the Forge is really good if we're specifically getting apparitions. Taking it over a power pot seems highly speculative. I think even if we do get apparitions, power pot's probably better than Blessing of the Forge, so we're just gonna. All right, is it apparitions? It isn't. Okay, so we can take a regret that gets blocked by Omamori, get a bunch of gold, go to the store, and try and win Act 2. Cool. Alright, we've gotten full value out of our Omamori, which is nice. Akabeko hits a dagger straight, that's what we're looking for. And we damaged Sphere Guardian on the first turn. Wow. Uh-oh. This is one of the problems with burst. Sometimes you burst into nothing. Also, one of the problems with taking, what is it, 5 damage commons? Yeah, 5 damage commons. So we got a handful of damage commons and a burst. Omamori blocked the regret, but I'm still experiencing it. I'm feeling like there's some regret pent up in there. We could go look for Wraith Form, I suppose. I think the turn when we need to do that is next turn. We need to tax this for 22. Let's see. We have been in one fight, and we got a potion, so our potion chance is down to 30%. But we are going to a shop with a bunch of money, so if we spend a bunch of potions, that's fine. I think Redbeardy, whether or not I agree with you, you're right, because I didn't consider 1,000 cuts appropriately. I was just like, ooh, burst. But really, there's nothing here to go with burst. I don't know if 1,000 cuts is good either, but I didn't consider it, and that's wrong. Well, we're in deep shit here. All right, let's see if Power Pot can help us out. Afterimage is nice, blocks, and is immune to Frail. Alright, let's do that. Okay, we need to do acrobatics to find a way to survive this turn, because blocking for 6 does not do it. I guess these both block for 4, so it's blocking for 8. So actually it does do it. Okay, so acrobatics, looking for what? We're drawing 3 of these cards. Neutralized Poison Stab gets through his artifact charges, but doesn't do any actual status damage. Survivor would be good to draw. I guess we're just triple defending. Okay, so Survivor Defend and 2 cards blocks for 9/11, so that's good. 9/11, never forget. Okay. Wait, is it? It actually blocked for 13, so did the math wrong. This neutralize actually lands. We're playing every card in our hand, I believe. And looks like not dying. Nope, we die exactly. Cool. Well, crap. Oh my god, how did I just die with Ghost in the Jar? You're totally right, Sarah Demal. I don't know if this run was really going places without the Ghost in the Jar, but that is a ridiculous and massive mistake. Where did this go wrong? What happened here? I don't even understand how to eulogize this run. It's, I think the real problem with this run is we took Dagger Spray over Deadly Poison. Because we had Fusion Hammer and we were afraid of not being able to upgrade Catalyst. I don't know, man. We took too many damage commons and no block, and then just died because we didn't have block. I guess maybe what happened is because of the Fusion Hammer, I was feeling really confident about my ability to handle Act 1 hallway fights. We were like really strong in all of our Act 1 hallway fights, so I just like didn't have the appropriate amount of fear for Act 2. I just, yeah. Taking Blur I think would have been helpful, although, I mean, I took a Dagger Spray instead of the Blur, and like, Akabeko Dagger Spray was the best thing that Echo was doing. I guess the real problem is we got like an Omamori, a Black Star, a Question card, and like, those didn't do anything to help us in fights. We got a bunch of do-nothing cards, Well-Lit Planets, Acrobatics, Burst that weren't helping us. And then too many damage commons. Just kind of a, I don't know, just a very disappointing deck altogether.